Yo, so the headline fight of the night in Houston. We have got Sean Strickland against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Yo, what a fight, right? This is a good freaking fight. So, yeah. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. He is 32, 6 foot, 75-inch reach. Overall pro record of 15-1 no contest. He's on an 8-fight win streak right now. 8-fight win streak. That is very good. Very good. He's 9-2 in the UFC. Right, he was on the Contender Series. It was a no contest, right? Which is, yeah, that's a crazy one. Not many of those on the Contender, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean that Contender Series fight, that was all the way back in June 2018. Okay, so I don't know. There was someone won, but it was overturned. It says I cannot remember. It was against Jordan Wright. You know, I have a feeling that Hernandez may have won it. Right? I think Jordan Wright was on the Contender twice, and he got in the second time, if I remember. But yeah, that was after he won the LFA belt, beating Brendan Allen. Yeah. So he got to the UFC, took a short notice fight in February 2019, lost to Marcus Perez, got caught with an anaconda choke. All right. He lost his third fight in the UFC. To Kevin Holland, first round stoppage. Funny thing is, right, he got caught by an anaconda in his first fight, and then he won by an anaconda in his second fight, Shongyong Park, right? So after the Holland loss, oh man, that's when the tear started, and it all started with that ridiculous win over Rodolfo Vieira. Right? Who, you know, jiu-jitsu multiple time world champion. And Fluffy just took his soul and subbed him. That was the crazy thing. And I think after that, you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? I want to see more of this shit. And yeah, he just started to do his thing, right? Beat Josh Friend, Mark and Andre Barriou, Edmund Shabazian, right? And I think in these victories, Roman Kopylov, right? You saw the relentless pressure that Fluffy would put on people. Sometimes he might lose the first round. You know what I mean? But it's just that forward pressure. He would drown people. And we just started to see it. Beat Brendan Allen again. You know? Roman Dolidze just mollywopped him. You know, and people have got excuses afterwards. Oh, I wasn't feeling very well. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. But Anthony Hernandez, and that's why, right? October last year, he was going to fight René Rida, right? He was going to fight him for a shot at the belt, right? And you just thought Hernandez has earned that shot. Earned that shot. I mean, I don't think anyone would have been mad if you just gave Hernandez a straight shot at the belt. You know? That was the thing. But he got injured. Oh, man. That was a just, terrible, right? He got injured. What Brandon Allen did to Derrida, like, I feel Hernandez would have done that. You know? I feel he would have done that maybe more. So it was great to then hear that he got this headline spot, right? He got this headline spot, and it's just like, what's he going to do, right? How is this going to go? Those are the questions. Those are the questions, people. Because Hernandez, he's got jiu-jitsu, he's got pressure, he's got striking, you know? But, people, so is his opposition, right? Because he's going up against Tarzan, Sean Strickland. Like, the Tarzan nickname, I feel it's never used, right? I feel there's something else that gets said other than nutter, asshole, all the other things that sometimes get thrown at Sean Strickland's way, you know? But yeah, Strickland is 34, 6'1", 76-inch reach. And look, former champion, right? Former champion, we know he is legit. He is an inch taller and an inch with the reach as well. 3 years older. No, 2 years older, sorry. He's got an overall pro record 29-7, coming off a loss in the last fight, right? But his UFC record is 16-7. 16-7, man. Strickland has, and it's funny because Strickland has had kind of two eras in the UFC, right? Made his debut all the way back in March 2014, beating Bubba McDaniel, first round rear naked, right? And I think that was the thing, right? He did have jiu-jitsu, right? He, like, when you think of the things, he beat Tom Breeze back in the day, jiu-jitsu, you know, who's doing his thing in the jiu-jitsu world now, right? He did fight Kamaru Usman back in the day. Right, got wins over Court McGee. You know what I mean? He's got some good wins. But the thing was, he had a horrendous car accident. No, motorbike accident, sorry. Because I believe he used to fight at welterweight, I think it was. So he had this horrible car accident. And, yeah, like when he came back, it took a little while to kind of get back into the flow of things. And I feel he doesn't kind of approach fights in the same way as he used to. But, man, like a bit like Hernandez, he has that pressure, that walk you down, fuck you up attitude, right? That's what he did to win the belt, right? He put that on Adesanya, right? That's what won him the belt, people. And, man, like, he can do a whole heap of things, right? He can do a whole heap of things. And he was one of the only fighters that was just like, yeah, I'll fight Pierre. You know, everyone was trying to avoid him. And Sean was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll fight him. Now, he lost, right? But that's Sean Strickland right there. You know what I mean? It's that attitude. And after that split to Jared Cannonier, that I think he won, right? He fought Nasruddin Imavov, right? He took that fight, right? And then he took the Abus fight, right? And won them. You know, again, it was fights not everyone was like looking to do. Won those fights. Took that Adesanya fight. Now, he was like the first, the Drickers fight. I kind of feel that Sean won that. Now, he definitely lost the second fight, but we then found out that he did have staph. He was very ill, But, that's the grit of Sean Strickland. He's not going to quit, right? He's not just going to give up, even if it's not maybe the optimum situation. Like, he's got jiu-jitsu, he's got striking. Again, like Fluffy. They're very similar, right? I don't know if you said to Anthony Hernandez, you're kind of similar to Sean. I don't know if he'd appreciate that, right? I don't think he would. But it is what it is, people. So we have a really intriguing matchup. Now, Sean has definitely fought the tougher, resume of opponent. Not to say, Fluffy hasn't had tough fights. He has, but Sean has been in there with, Paulo Costa, Dricus, Adesanya, right? Kamaru, Imavov, Magdamendov, right? Cannonier, Pereira. And he's been there with all of those people, which, hey, didn't win them all, but, he came out the other side. So this is tough. Like, I want Fluffy to get a title shot, right? I do want Fluffy to get a title shot. And so I would not be mad if he won this fight. But I also do like Strickland. You know what I mean? Listen, he does say some stupid shit, for sure. But we also do know that I think people try and provoke Strickland. Like, we definitely see that. But end of the day, listen, there's a whole heap of people and we don't necessarily know their politics, but imagine if we did, the people ain't going to be like, oh, I agree, right? There's a load of people like that. So when you just strip all that shit away, because essentially, who gives a fuck? When they're both in a cage fighting each other, we don't care about politics right then. We just want to see a high quality fight. And listen, some of you might want to see, someone get their face smacked in. Ain't always going to go down like that though, is it? Right? So this is a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of leaning towards Strickland just because of all of that experience, Now, as I said, I do not think that this will potentially derail Fluffy. I think Fluffy, a loss, he can come back from that. And with everything he has done, I think if an injury was to occur to someone, right, I think he might get that call. Because he's beaten Brandon Allen twice, right? He has got, big wins over people. So I think he would still be in that pecking order. So, yeah. But Saturday night, I just have a feeling it's Sean's night. If it's Fluffy's, as I said, I ain't mad. But yeah, I'm taking Sean Strickland for the win. People, who have you got? How do you see this one playing out? It's intriguing, right? It's intriguing. Who's Houston going to be for? Sean or Fluffy? Man, I cannot